Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is that you are, wherever you may be. Thank you very much for making us a part of your day. I am Brad Franklin, Digital Media Relations Manager here in Chesterfield. Very glad to tell you that Chesterfield Behind the Mic is on the air once again. The air is getting cold. As we sit here today, it's actually just a couple of days before Thanksgiving as we record, but it is definitely starting to feel more like Christmas. It looks like Christmas outside, and it is that time of year again. I am so thankful to have Carol Ricker, who is the 2025 Christmas Mother, back on the program. I've got a run of these. I've been able to get every one of them, Carol, and you're keeping my streak alive. First, welcome to the podcast, Carol. How are you?
Thank you, Brad. I'm fine.
I very much appreciate your time. Very much appreciate you coming on the show and talking to us about the Christmas Mother program. As a joke, it's actually one of the things that I really kind of look forward to each year is having the Christmas Mother on. As somebody who, my mom worked in social services for 30 some years. My dad was a congressional rep and worked in the district. So my family's service is a big thing. It's been modeled for me. So the idea of being able to give back to people is always a huge benefit, and certainly for the podcast, certainly something like I said, I look forward to each year. Before we get started, like I have with the other Christmas mothers that I've had on the show, I want to give a chance for folks to kind of get a chance to know you a little bit and how you got involved in this. What's your background, and how did you start with the Christmas Mother program?
Well, I grew up in Colonial Heights and moved to Chester in the year 2000, and I don't regret it one bit.
Yeah.
I love Chester, such a nice little community village, whatever.
Yeah.
But I worked for the Department of Defense for 38 years.
Wow. Okay.
38 and a half, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Get your half in there, Carol.
That's
don't
right.
don't shortchange yourself now.
Hey, it was a hard half, too.
I hear you.
The last job I had, I was business systems manager for the Defense Commissary Agency.
Okay.
And in 2000, I retired in 2010, and in 2014, a friend of mine was working in the office of the Christmas Mother.
Okay.
And she said, Carol, come on and work with me. It'll be fun.
And it was like a virus, and it spread.
And I got in there, and I call it my fun job.
Yeah, there you go.
I still do it on top of being Christmas Mother.
Yeah.
Because you get to see the need of the people, you get to see the generosity of the sponsors,
right.
And I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, when they came to you and said, what was the conversation like? Because this is always fascinating to me, right? Because if you're involved with the program, in your case, you obviously had seen a lot, right? Maybe more so than even some of the other folks who have been Christmas mothers. But being Christmas Mother is a very different task, right? Because you're doing stuff like this. You're all over the place, right? As many people as you can probably get in front of to talk about this program, you want to do that. What was it like when they first sort of brought this to you? And how did it kind of come about for you to say yes to doing this? Well,
I had always envisioned that I could be the Christmas Mother.
Right.
But after I retired from the office duties, but they brought it to me and said they thought I could do both.
Right. And what sort of time frame was that? When did you first have those conversations? Do you remember?
Last year, November, I believe.
So so this is like when they make iPhones, right? The next iPhone's already in production, sort of thing. So like they already sort of were targeting the next Christmas Mother. As you got ready to do to take the reins of this thing, what was it like to sort of mentally prepare yourself to go from the sort of work you had been doing to then sort of preparing to be out there and doing the thing? Was that a hard transition?
At first, it was a little difficult because it's like they give you everything and you don't have a manual. So you have to sit. But luckily, the other Christmas mothers, we all help each other out.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about this program. And certainly, like I said, I like having you guys on the show because I think this is a really cool thing that you guys do. For those who haven't heard anything, haven't heard those previous episodes of the show where we talk about the Christmas Mother, tell me a little bit about the program and what kind of things you guys do with the Chesterfield-Colonial Heights Christmas Mother program.
All right. Well, we're a 501(c) charitable organization, and Miss Lucy Core, who I'm sure you've seen her name on every street and every building around here. Yeah. She was the director, or I guess back then they called it the superintendent of Chesterfield Social Services.
Right.
And she saw the need, and she wanted children to have a good Christmas, to have food on the table.
Right.
And so she and some of her workers had called themselves Lucy's Girls.
Okay.
And they would go around and help people. But in 1972, she realized it was just too big for her and her girls.
Right.
So she formed a committee.
Right. Because good things happen when you form a committee.
Yeah. Or bad.
That's true. As somebody who worked in government, you know.
But in this case, it was a good thing. And so now we have 70 people on our committee. And they all work hard. They work round the clock, year round. It's not just from September to December.
Right.
It's year round. You know, you're buying clothing and you're buying toys.
Right.
Our toy committee works hard. And so that's what we did. Actually, the mission is to provide assistance in the form of new toys, books, clothing, and food gift cards to qualifying children, families, and seniors, so that we can all celebrate the holidays and hopefully they have a great time.
I know every year, you know, it's interesting to me because in doing this program, one of the things I've found is that every year's a little different, right? The needs are changed and are tweaked. Maybe some years it's this heavy, maybe it's this, you know, maybe the next year it's more, you guys actually really could use this. And I'm just curious, take me through all the various specifics this year and when everything is happening. What are the sort of things that you guys are collecting and all of that? What is this year looking like as again, we sit here a couple of days before Thanksgiving. What does this year look like?
Well, in September, we took applications, and we had over 1,440 families.
And what is that ballpark in reference to like other years? Is that about what you guys normally get? Is it more? Is it less?
It's more.
Okay.
Every year's
a few more is what I feel like happens.
Tends to go up and up. And 187 were seniors.
Okay.
And to us, a senior is 62 and above.
Okay.
And some of the seniors, all they get is Social Security, and you know, we make them prove their income, and you look at their income and you think, oh my God, there is no way I could do that.
Yeah.
But so those are the ones we work hard to get all the seniors sponsored so that someone buys them gifts.
Yeah.
And then we have 158 foster children this year. We also give money to the foster children.
Okay.
Through social services. And so it's a time-induced process. It takes time to do all this and gather all the information.
Yeah.
And then we wait for the sponsors to come and say, I want to take a family with 3 children.
Right.
I'll take as many as you've got in a family. And it's very rewarding to see that.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then, so what you guys are doing is not only getting to sort of summarize there, you're getting a sense of what the need is, and then you are pairing the need with those who are going to meet the need.
Exactly. If you've got somebody that calls and says, I've got a coat that I bought my daughter that's a size 3-4. Give me a family that has a little girl that's 3-4.
So you guys get that specific about
sometimes,
about how to, because I mean it's so you go as wide as just give me a family, all the way down to I have these specific opportunities. What do you have for me?
We do a lot to try to get sponsors.
Right, to get the pairing right, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And we bend over backwards.
Yeah.
And this year, the good thing is we had a bunch of used coats donated to us. So our committee members took them home, washed them, mended them if they had to.
Yeah.
And we think we might have enough coats for everybody on their way out the door.
Oh, that's great.
To pick 1 or 2 up.
Right. And then in terms of the sort of TikTok of this all, right? So you mentioned, so you're going through your applications, you're pairing the families. Is there a culmination date? What is how would you, I mean, obviously Christmas morning is the thing everybody else might think of, but for you guys, it's not that day, right? Everything happens beforehand. When you guys do your collections, how does that process work?
Well, we collect toys all year long. We have an Amazon wish list that if you get your paycheck and you just got a bonus and you want to contribute something, you look at our Amazon Christmas Mother Amazon wish list.
Okay.
And all you do is point and click and pay.
Yeah.
And the gift goes right to the toy chair.
Okay.
And she will keep them in her garage. And then until time where she and her husband take them to the storage facilities.
Right. She must have a heck of a garage.
She has a heck of a husband, I'm sure.
Because that just feels like a lot of toys coming in.
It is.
I'm going to ask a random question before I get to the ways for other folks to get involved. So I'm a nerd, right? And I'm very into like Star Wars and Marvel and these kinds of things. You mentioned that if for when it comes to clothes, like let's say you had a daughter who's outgrown a coat and you have a specific size, so you're trying to pair them up with someone who fits. What about for somebody like me who is into these specific things? Can you say, hey, I'm going to buy these toys and let you guys sort of just distribute them? I mean, is that essentially, could I just go on Amazon and just find a bunch of nerd stuff and just send it to you guys?
Absolutely. As long as they're new toys.
Right. Yeah. Right. New toys from it, like that are
new clothing.
Yeah.
The reason I said used coats was because we collected them from different schools that the kids never came to pick them up.
Gotcha.
And those are extra. Those are above and beyond.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So many people, you'd be surprised, the mothers fill out a wish list for their child, things that the child might want, like Star Wars or something.
Right. Yeah.
But a couple of them, well, more than a couple, have put on there a new coat.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that get to you because you want to find somebody that's going to give them a new coat because obviously they need it.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about the ways for folks to get involved. Obviously, in terms of timing, as you mentioned, this is a year-round operation, which that's the application process has already sort of passed us by in that respect. But if folks are listening to this and they want to do something, what are some of the ways that people can get involved heading into these holidays, and why are those family sponsorships so important?
Well, the sponsorships are important because that's less money that we have to use out of our nonprofit to buy the toys.
Right.
The children, this year we were able to sponsor 603 families, which is great. That's like 41% of the 1,400 that we had.
Right.
So those children that did not get sponsored, the rest of the committee that goes out shopping all year round sets up the fairgrounds building as a shopping center.
Okay.
So we have a volunteer that will go shopping with the parent, and they go around and they get a couple of books. They get an outfit for each child. They go around and get toys based on their age.
Right.
Our toy committee works really hard to make sure the child gets the appropriate.
Right, to have that range. Right. Yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing, one volunteer. And then as they also get a food card.
Okay.
So that they can go buy the fixings for their Christmas dinner, based on the number of people in their family,
right?
And of course, we accept money year round,
right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you're listening to this and you want, there are absolutely ways. So let's see, you can donate on the website, right?
Correct.
So it's cchchristmasmother.com. You can donate by mail, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, you're probably seeing this on the screen. But Chesterfield-Colonial Heights Christmas Mother at P.O. Box 2500, Chesterfield, Virginia 23832, and then I believe you can also call 748-1183, 804-748-1183.
Yes.
Is that all right?
I
got them all right?
You got them all right.
That's good. So this is an opportunity then for people to actually, like I said, to get involved and actually do the thing. Could they physically, at this point, again, we're recording this a little bit before Thanksgiving, folks. The episode's going to drop the day before. Could people volunteer to actually come and physically help and do anything?
Yes, it can.
Tell me about what those opportunities are.
All right. Well, the one was the shoppers, and we've already got those, except for Spanish speakers. I think they're still looking for a few Spanish speakers.
Cool.
Because we've got about 49%, I figured out, are actually Hispanic, and a lot of them don't speak any English at all.
Right.
So, yes, we're looking for Spanish speakers. We have some things that we need volunteers for that they can help out in the parking lot.
Okay.
They can, so that it's not total chaos out there.
Yeah.
We need people to help stock things.
Okay. Yeah.
Unload the trucks, that sort of thing.
Right.
But, and all that starts next week. We have the fairgrounds next week. So
you start on the weekend after, basically like Black Friday into the weekend?
Actually, it starts Monday and Tuesday. The pods are being delivered.
All right. So as you're listening to this, and this thing comes out on Wednesday, they will have already started some of these bits and pieces. This is one of the reasons why, even though it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I really wanted this to kind of come out first, because this is exactly the prime time, it sounds like, for folks. If you're interested in trying to get involved, there are so many opportunities to do that, and now is the time.
Right. And what they can do is email the office, and we will forward the email.
Okay.
They can go online to the website that you just said and say, it says volunteer.
Okay.
And they can put it in there, and they say, I'd like to volunteer to help load and unload, that sort of thing.
Right.
And then when it comes into the office, I send it to the volunteer coordinator.
Gotcha. All right, 2 more questions for you, Carol. First off, I know applications we talked about the deadline piece being already passed, but what do you want people to know about that application process? Because it seems like it's a year-round sort of thing that people can reach out. What do you want people to know about that application process?
Well, we only take applications. It's always the third week in September.
Okay. So that's when it actually starts.
That's when it starts. We'll take them at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And we ask people to bring their Social Security card for everybody living in the house, proof of income for everybody living in the house.
Right.
And we pretty much go by the same standards as social services does.
Right. That makes sense.
For their food stamps.
Okay.
And we're very fortunate. We work closely with social services. They are a wonderful group of people, and they come now and set up their laptops.
Oh, nice.
So that we don't have to send people away and say, go over there to the social services building.
Right,
I need this verified.
Right. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So the social services people volunteer, and they come out and man with us.
Yeah.
And they fill it out. Yeah. And if we see that little check, we know
that's good to go.
It's good to go.
Yeah. All right. So this is the last question. I'll get you out of here on this. I feel like for somebody who is involved in the work already and then being able to be the Christmas mother, you said, the rewarding side of this. I'm curious, what do you want people to sort of take away from this and know about the program, but especially too, how rewarding is this for you? You're right here on the cusp of, the vast majority of the work, really happening. The rubber is meeting the road, so to speak, right? What does it mean to you to see this all unfold and be involved in this?
It's a great feeling. Like I said, I worked for the government, so you didn't see this sort of thing.
Right.
It's very rewarding to see these people go out. Everybody has a smile on their face when they leave the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice feeling.
Yeah.
And if they don't have a smile on their face, I don't know why, because they have grocery carts full of things.
Yeah.
But I'd like people to know that all of the money that we take in and all of the applicants that we approve are local.
Yeah.
It's either Chesterfield or Colonial Heights.
Yeah.
It's not like some of the organizations that ship their toys and their money.
Right. Yeah. It's all happening right here in this community, and it makes a huge impact. And
yes.
I can't say enough about not just you, but the previous Christmas mothers I've talked to and everybody involved in the program, being able to bring that, make that season a little brighter for folks who otherwise wouldn't have it, I think is an incredible mission. And I very much, like I said, I look forward to this podcast each year. I'm always a little nervous that I'm going to reach out to somebody who is the new Christmas mother, and they're going to say, I don't know, podcast is not really for me. So I really appreciate you saying yes when I reached out, and very much appreciate your time and coming on here. It's great to have you, and certainly appreciate you sharing about the program itself.
Thank you.
Make sure you check us out on social media. On Twitter, it's at ChesterfieldVA, and on Instagram, it's Chesterfield Virginia, one word. And on Facebook, you can check out our podcast page. Just search Chesterfield Behind the Mic. Now, make sure to follow or subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, or wherever it is that your shows are sold. And if you're still inclined to give us a rating or review, we greatly appreciate it. As always, a video version of our show is available on our YouTube channel as well as on our website at chesterfield.gov/podcasts. That's where you can submit feedback anytime, make a suggestion, or just reach out to us. You can watch the show on WSCCT Thursday through Sunday at 7, on the weekends at noon. That is Comcast Channel 98 and Verizon Channel 28. Lastly, check out chesterfield.gov/connect with us to find out a number of other ways to connect with Chesterfield County. My thanks to my director, Martin Stith, my executive producer, Teresa, Bonifas, and all the good folk from Stitcher and Media Services for all they do. And my thanks to you for joining us today. So from all of us here in Chesterfield, thanks again for making us a part of your day. We'll see you again real soon. Take good care.
From blogs to podcasts.
And I'm very glad to tell you that Chesterfield Behind the Mic is on the air once again.
Weekly video segments and newsletters.
Social media, the latest community news.
And this is your Chesterfield News Minute for September 19th.
How to get in touch, and everything in between. If you want to know about Chesterfield County, our Connect With Us webpage has you covered. Chesterfield.gov/connect with us. Connect with us, your source for all things Chesterfield.